Change her locks. My mother's voice was as cold as a blade. At that moment, I knew that tonight's cake and blessings were just a trap she had meticulously designed. An hour later, my brother returned, pale as the tablecloth, and police were standing at my apartment door. My mother's orders had forced her into utter disgrace and regret. An hour earlier, during my birthday celebration, I confronted my parents. "Are you ready?" my mother whispered to my father. My father replied, his expression cold. "Let Nathan handle it." Nathan looked up, glanced at me, his hand clutching the napkin into a fist. "I'll go." My aunts and uncles coughed awkwardly, as if trying to break the silence, yet dared not look at either side. I smiled faintly and cut the cake. "We'll talk after dinner." "After dinner?" My mother raised an eyebrow, her voice icy. "You think you're in control here?" I lifted my knife and gently cut a slice. "At least tonight, I control my table." Nathan swallowed hard, slowly standing, the keys in his hand jingling ominously. "Go do it after dinner," my father said lightly, as if it were just an ordinary chore. I didn't respond, only watched Nathan leave. The keys jingled with every swing, a reminder that tonight would not be like any other. An hour later, Nathan returned. His face was paler than the tablecloth, his hand frozen in his pocket. "Mom, there's police tape outside her door," he stammered. The entire table went silent. Even the sound of forks dropping seemed like thunder. My mother's face drained of color, eyebrows knitting together. "What happened?" "The police said someone broke into her apartment." Nathan's voice shook, eyes wide as if seeing a ghost. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number flashed. Reeves, Officer Grant from Portland PD. Please contact us immediately. I didn't reply, grabbed my bag and left the restaurant, my steps firm, the night air sharp against my arms. When I arrived at the apartment, red and blue police lights flickered against the brick walls. 2 patrol cars were parked outside. An officer approached, his shadow stretching in the light. "Ms. Reeves," he said carefully and formally. "What happened?" I asked. "Someone broke into your apartment. The door was forced open, but nothing was stolen. We've secured the scene." "Who?" I frowned. "We're checking the surveillance. Does anyone else have access to your keys?" I paused, taking a steady breath. "My brother, Nathan Reeves." The officer froze. "Why would your brother break into your apartment?" I bit my lip. "Because my mother told him to. He might have discovered something she didn't want me to see." A voice came over the radio. "Suspect matched. Sending ID to command." The officer's expression changed. "Ms. Reeves, you'd better sit down." I sat on the steps, cold seeping through my dress into my bones. The officer pulled out a tablet. "Thomas Hale. Does that name mean anything to you?" I held my breath. Thomas was the landlord's nephew, responsible for maintenance. "He's been taken into custody. Surveillance shows he used a copied key to enter your apartment last night." My stomach churned. What was he doing? The officer handed me a photo. Every family photo in the apartment was flipped over, and a single envelope lay on the coffee table. My hand shook as I opened it. Inside was a printed note. "Tell your mother the truth always comes home." My heart sank. This wasn't theft. It was a message deliberately delivered to my mother, not me. The next day, I received 3 missed calls from my mother, and a call from an unknown number. Officer Grant's voicemail played. "Ms. Reeves, we've confirmed that Thomas Hale received an anonymous transfer last week from an account under your mother's name." I couldn't move. Suddenly, it became clear. My mother had hired someone to break into my home. "Are you sure?" I immediately called Grant back. "Confirmed. The payment was for maintenance, but given the timing and the note, this was intentional. She may have been trying to retrieve something." I suddenly remembered the box I had found last month in the attic, labeled with my father's business papers, containing undeclared property deeds. An hour later, I sat at the police station. The evidence folder lay on the table. Photos, transaction records, letters, and the broken lock. Grant handed it to me. "Do you want to press charges against your mother?" I shook my head. "Not yet. I need to know what she's hiding first." That evening, I invited her to my home for dinner. At 7 o'clock sharp, she appeared, makeup immaculate as if meeting a client. "You shouldn't have called the police," she said. "You shouldn't have sent someone into my home either," I replied calmly. She sat down, her voice low. "You don't understand the situation." I gestured to the couch. "Explain it." She smoothed her skirt. "Your father's business is complicated. Thomas was only supposed to retrieve documents quietly." I stared at her. "You'd rather break the law than tell me directly?" Her eyes flickered. "You think you're smarter than us." I pulled my phone from my pocket and pressed record. "Those undeclared property deeds, overseas accounts, all under my name." Her eyes widened, her hand trembling slightly. "I'm done being your pawn," I said. She stood, voice icy. "You'll regret this." I smiled. "That's on me to bear." Thunder rolled, almost like applause. In the following days, I not only submitted the files to the Financial Crimes Department, but I also compiled 10 years of suspicious accounts and emails, making sure every piece of evidence pointed to the truth. I had finally freed myself from manipulation and exposed all of my mother's secrets. A few days later, I went to pick up my son Liam from the hospital. He ran toward me with a gold star sticker from the nurse. I knelt and hugged him. "Mommy got her gold star too, you just can't see it yet." At home that evening, I hosted a small dinner with a few friends, celebrating freedom, not revenge. At night, standing by the window, the city lights flickered like a heartbeat. I thought of the harshest lesson my parents had taught me. Love without boundaries becomes a weapon. The next day, I mailed the final document to the district attorney's office. The envelope contained only the facts, no explanations. As I sealed it, I whispered, "This ends here." I looked back at Liam. He smiled. "Can we have pancakes?" "Of course," I said. Life moved forward and I finally had my truth and freedom.